All right, guys, my guest today is the killer gorilla, Jared Cannonier. Welcome, Jared. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Ben?
I'm doing well, sir. I appreciate you giving me a little bit of time. I know you're just a couple days out.
Yeah, I know we tried to set this up a couple of times. I'm very bad at getting back and staying in touch and all that stuff, but we made it happen and we're here. So, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. How was that weight cut? Pretty
The
easy
weight cut
for
is
you?
easy.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's going to be too easy. Pretty much non-existent. So,
You're
weight cut isn't. Go
what are you
ahead.
floating around at right now?
Low, the low tens, low two tens. So, after my workout this morning, I sat a little bit in the hot tub. I was 208, way lower than well, just as I expected to be. So the weight cut tonight is going to be what's today? Thursday? Yeah, the weight cut tonight
Yeah.
is going to be super easy. I may even wait until early in the morning to get it done. So I want to sit up and be dehydrated and uncomfortable and stuff like that. So it's going to be too easy.
Awesome, man. So you're feeling great.
I feel great.
So how's that weather out there? You staying warm out there in Winnipeg?
I'm trying, but look at that. I don't know if you can see out there.
Yeah, a
It
little
looks
bit. Yeah, it
yeah,
looks
it's
gloomy.
very gloomy. Just reminds me of Alaska in the wintertime. Very gloomy and cold and not my cup of tea. But I'm not here to take in the sights. I'm here to do business.
There you go. I like it. I like it. So, what do you think about this opponent you got? Yan, do you like that opponent? Is that a good matchup for you, you think?
Yeah. Again, I keep saying that I'll fight anybody. I'm not gonna say, oh, he's a wrestler, so I'm not gonna fight him. That's just an opportunity for me to test myself, to show the world how good I've gotten. And so yeah, I think any matchup with me is going to be a good matchup because I know I can beat anybody in the world. So as long as they pay, they can make the match happen. They can make the fight happen.
There you go. Were you disappointed at all when you found out you weren't going to be fighting Noguera?
A little bit. He's a very big name. That would have been a really good name on my resume. Uh, but there's always opportunity to fight. Really good guys who've already established themselves as some of the best fighters in the world in this division. So no biggie. I'm not gonna cry with spilled milk or anything like that. So I'm just gonna keep doing what I do. Keep training, keep working, keep fighting, keep winning.
There you go. With a change in opponent, do you change your game plan as well? And if so, what did you do to prepare for Yan?
Well, you have to you have to approach every fight differently because no fighter is the same. So you have to approach everybody differently. Good thing is that him, Jan, and Nogueira have exceptional BJJ acumen. So that's what I believe he feels his advantage is going to be. Uh, I still feel as in just same as with the last matchup that I'm going to have the striking advantage. I'm more athletic. I have a stronger mindset, and I just think that I'm going to be better that night.
So, are you looking to implement your stand up throughout the fight and kind of stay away from the wrestling aspect?
Not necessarily stay away from it. I'm not running from any wrestlers or running from wrestling. I like to wrestle. I
Mm.
enjoy every aspect of mixed martial arts: boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, and all that good stuff. I've actually worked with done pure wrestling. I actually put on wrestling shoes, as an adult, and it's fun. Wrestling is fun. It's good test for a good way to test yourself mentally, physically, because wrestling is a very tough sport to compete in. So no, I'm not going to avoid any wrestling. If he's getting the better of me if he's getting the better of me in a stand up exchange, and the opportunity to shoot and take him down, there I'm going to present itself. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to stay away from. I've rolled with jujitsu black belts, brown belts. So jujitsu is nothing new to me. I know some of the things to look out for, and I'm prepared to go anywhere, to go to the moon and back with this fight.
Absolutely. So, there's no fear in going to the ground at all.
Absolutely not. I spent 3 rounds on the ground with Glover Teixeira on top of me. So, I'm not afraid to go to the ground. If anything, that fight gave me way more
Yeah.
confidence in my ground defense. And, my 2 knockouts have been from ground
Hmm.
offense. So, I'm confident and I'm happy. And I know where I stand as far as being on the ground goes.
What did you take out of that loss from Glover? Being a big name and being a little speed bump in the road for you. What did you take away from that loss?
Well, it gave me a lot of confidence in myself as far as competing in the octagon with the top level guys. Um, and there's always a filling out process when you go into these fights. That was a filling out process of fighting some of the elite fighters in the world and getting to see how I performed in there. And I felt that again, I felt in that fight I had a striking advantage, and I just didn't take advantage of it. I didn't pull the trigger because I think I respected my opponent too much. Another thing that I learned, not to be disrespectful, but you know, don't let my opponent dictate how I fight.
Mm.
I should fight the way I know how to fight. So that's one thing that's going to be evident in this next fight. It was evident in the last fight, but it's going to be evident in this fight even more so because I have an even wider skill set. I have an even wider. I've gotten so much better since the last fight. Since the Glover fight, I've gotten so much better. But yeah, it's just gonna, it just made me a better fighter. Every fight is a learning experience.
Absolutely. I was curious if that was part of the reason why you quit your job to start training full time was the loss to Glover. Did that have anything to do with it, or you just wanted to get to training full time as it was?
I've always wanted to quit my job from like the first month. No, I've always wanted to not work and fight full time. And the last fight I had in July, that win helped me do it. The fight with Glover let me know that I have to do it soon.
Mm-hmm.
So after the very next fight, I pulled the trigger, quit the job, took that leap of faith, upped and moved camp, brought my family down, and we're all as happy as can be right now.
Have you noticed a significant benefit in being able to train full time now?
Absolutely. Um, you guys will see it when I walk into the octagon. You see all those abs and those muscles popping out and stuff like that. That's one of the differences. The other difference is once the bell rings and I start letting these fists and feet fly and moving and sticking and doing what I do, So people are going to see big differences and yeah, they're going to enjoy it. That's for sure.
I mean, physically, I know it's definitely helped you out, but has it also helped you out mentally as well?
Absolutely. Yeah. Again, when I was working full time and training full time, I wouldn't say I was in a full on depression, but I wasn't, elated,
Mm-hmm.
But I was just handling business. I was doing what I had to do to get where I wanted to be, and I'm here now. I'm living my dream. So, you can't expect to just wake up one morning and be doing what you want to love, doing what you love to do without putting in any work. So. I put in some years up there working and paying bills and getting stuff paid off. And once I got a good UFC contract, I was able to pay off all, pretty much all of my debt, except for the house that I own. But well, I don't own it because I'm paying for it still.
Right.
But I'm trying to build for the future and working until I turn 50, 60 years old. That ain't living. That's just surviving. So I'm trying to enjoy my life while I'm young and I can move around and I can do it. I ain't trying to wait till I'm old and decrepit and, I can't spend time with my family and stuff like that. So that's just, I mean, and that's the system we have, it's a mess up system, but I guess that's the environment, environment we live in, the system we live under.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been competing in mixed martial arts?
I had my first amateur fight in 2011.
Okay.
But I had been training since like 2000. I started officially training jiu-jitsu in 2010, but I had done modern army combatives when I was in the army.
Okay.
So that was my first taste of martial arts.
What made you want to get into the world of martial arts full time?
Well, before I joined the army, I had seen a few UFC fights, and I watched boxing and Mike Tyson and stuff. And we all grew up watching, the cartoons, Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, and stuff like that. And we all emulate that, flipping and flopping and jumping around, kicking our brothers and sisters in the chest and stuff. So and I always know I had, a warrior spirit inside of me. I always knew I could be, I always wanted to be good at fighting. So, where I grew up, everybody thought they could fight without training how to fight, So I figured, I'm going to give myself an advantage over most of the people in this country. Pretty much a lot of the people in the country don't take the time to go train themselves on how to defend themselves. They don't train themselves on how to shoot. and stuff like that. That was the main reason why I got into it, so I could defend myself and my family and stuff like that effectively. I don't like taking damage. I don't like getting hit, as it shows in my fights. So I'm going to take all the necessary measures to prevent those type of things from happening. And the best way to meet those obstacles is to meet them head on with a fist.
So before it was a sport for you, it was almost for practical use in the beginning.
Absolutely. It was more practical use. And when I got up to Alaska, I was training, just doing jiu-jitsu, and I noticed they had an MMA team. I'm like, hey, this is an opportunity I thought about before I joined the Army, watching these guys on TV. I could start doing it here and maybe get some money and get out of this, get out of that cycle of working for somebody, start working for myself. And then, hopefully I can make a bunch of money, and really start planning for the future.
What do you think's next after this next bout? With a big win, obviously.
A big win, I can do whatever I want. Like I said, I don't have a full-time job. We're independent contractors, so they can't tell me, win a fight and stuff like that. All I can say is, per the contract, I have to fight for the UFC. So that's it. But I'm happy doing that. So with that being said, middleweight is right around the corner, I feel, especially in 2018. Unless they dangle a carrot in my face, then we'll talk business.
I was going to say, after a big win, you think about going down?
Yeah, man. I feel I'll have more advantages at middleweight, I feel. So why not, right? If I have more of a chance, if I have a better chance of getting where I want to be at a different weight class, why would I stay at another weight class just to entertain someone else? Someone who can give two shits about me, to be honest. So, don't nobody care about me, not even the people who cut the checks. They don't care they couldn't give two shits about me. So, which is why we don't have, a union or benefits like that. I'm not saying I'm not trying to drag anybody, but that's just the reality of it. So I'm going to do what I need to do to get where I need to be. And at the end of this career, I want to have my brain still firmly planted in my head, not scarred up, no lesions or any craziness like that,
Absolutely.
So, and I've already taken a few bumps and bruises. I've, torn my labrum in my shoulder, broken a hand. I have an injured elbow from my last fight. So, that stuff adds up. And again, like I said, when I get old, I don't want to be decrepit. I want to be 60-some years old with a six-pack and doing all the things I'm doing today.
There you go. So, my man, do you have any cool plans for, I know Christmas is coming up. Do you have any cool plans for the holiday season?
I do have some cool plans. I'm going to go see some people I haven't seen in a couple of years. I can't really say it because I don't want them watching it and
ruin the surprise?
Yeah, I'm just going to see family. I'm going back home. It's been a while since I've been back home.
Okay.
So I'm going to go home and see some family, see my brothers, see my mother, see my cousins, my aunts. It's just been too long since I've been home.
Where's home for you?
Dallas, Texas.
Okay, cool. Very cool.
Yeah. And Phoenix, Arizona. Home is where the heart is.
Yeah, right. I was just going to say. Yeah.
Yeah, I got my family and my gym in Phoenix and Anchorage, Alaska, because I got family up there too, So my home is this planet. I can go wherever I want. And I love people. I love human beings. I don't discriminate or anything like that. So as long as you're respectful to me, we can chop it up and be cool and be cordial. And, we can learn from each other and grow and be better people. That's all that really matters. But, I just want, for the holiday season, I'm going to take my family to, again, because we haven't been home for so long. My kids are young. They need to be around their cousins. They need to get in tune with who they are and where they come from. So, and I need to get back to that too.
Absolutely. How many kids do you have, sir?
I have 3, an 8, 5, and 2-year-old. Yeah. 2 girls and a boy.
Okay. So that's going to be a long flight for you guys, the whole family.
Yeah, but I've done it before. And my kids are older now and they're more manageable now.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. A little bit easier this time around, huh?
Absolutely. It's not fun flying with toddlers who are inconsolable sometimes. Right. Especially on flights where, everybody else on the flight gets all mad when they see a baby walk on. And man, that just makes me want to backhand people. If I see people sneer at me because I got a baby, you can catch a backhand real quick.
Do you really think anybody's looking at you like that though with a baby?
Behind my back? Hell yeah.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
But they don't do it. They don't do it to my face, And that just shows that they deserve the backhand, because if they do it to my face, if they do it behind my back and not to my face, I can't respect that.
Exactly.
So. And people do that.
Yeah.
You know, actually there was a guy. I was we had my first child. She was an infant. We went to the library because we didn't have internet. We just moved up there, up to Alaska, so we needed computers to get business done.
Yeah.
And my daughter was a screamer. She was young, like 9 months. She's a screamer. So some old guy came up to me, was saying, "Who's a screamer?" I thought he wanted to see the cute little baby. He started chewing at me, pointing at my baby, saying he shouldn't have to listen to this baby. And man, my blood started boiling instantly. I wanted to get up and put hands on him. Don't come at me telling me my baby need to be quiet. It's a baby. Babies cry, babies scream. I ain't finna muzzle them. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, what can you do?
Nothing. I ain't,
Exactly.
put a pacifier in his mouth. People dope their kids and stuff like that. I ain't doing all that. My baby can scream. My baby can test out those lungs. My baby is here testing out the world, filling it out, and doing the same thing we did when we was little. So what? Don't get mad at me because my baby is trying to figure stuff out. And if he's talking about he was gonna tell people, I said, go, please, just go tell. Go tell somebody before I get told on. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh man.
And I'm just getting mad just thinking about it. But
stewing over it. Yeah. Right.
I think I'm gonna use that energy for Saturday night.
There you go. Harness that energy back to
hell yeah.
As you're walking out to the tunnel, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes. Oh, I can feel it. I'm ready now. I'm ready to fight now.
Oh man. Awesome. Well, Jared, I really appreciate you giving us a bit of your time, man. I know it's close to weighing in. I know it was an easy one for you, but I still appreciate you giving that time to us nonetheless, my man.
No problem, man. I appreciate you too. Give me this platform to run my mouth and rant on and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Guys, be sure to check out Jared, the Killer Gorilla Cannonier, and the featured bout on the FS1 prelims live Saturday night. Don't miss it.